It's Advent time. Oh, it's very dark in here apparently. Okay, so we are going to start with Stress Knits, which is Winter Market. Oh, that's going to be ironic in a minute. That's fun. Sorry. Next up is Chelsea Lux, and this is Cocoa Marshmallows. Oh. So in my head I thought it was going to be like a brownie color, but that's a pretty purple. I'm going to be curious how that knits into the scarf. And last but not least is Stitch Supply. Oh, can you guys see that? Bill's best friend, seam ripper. That's awesome. I do have one that I love that's on my sewing table, but this will be great for my to-go bag. Yay! Hi friends, Christine here. Welcome to Vlogmas day 12. Can you believe we're almost halfway through? I can't. So, the plan for the day was to go to an outdoor Christmas market a couple of towns over. And it was really more for the atmosphere than for the shopping. You know, there are little wooden huts set up outside and a hot cocoa booth, and there were a couple of craft fairs in town. We weren't planning to go to those, but, you know, just carolers and the tree and all of that sort of stuff. So we thought, what a great way to celebrate, you know, like, what a great way to do something a little different for the season. Us and everybody else had the same idea. There was no parking anywhere on the streets for easily a mile in at least 3 directions. This town happens to be on the water, so you actually can't go in the 4th direction. And the line to get into where the huts were and the Christmas tree was down the street, around the corner, and then down 2 blocks. So luckily we saw that before, my nose is itchy. Luckily we saw that before we actually found a parking spot. And we decided that this was not the event for our family. Way too people-y for us. I guess we should have gotten a hint that something was awry when it took forever to even get into the town. There's no room on my lap, baby. I'm sorry. Where can we get it? You're lucky. Things can go everywhere. So the big plan for festive fun today did not happen. So instead we went to a different little town near us and we grabbed some crepes and we browsed in their bookstore, which I love, and we actually were able to knock a few more gifts off the list. So that's exciting. And I got myself a new cookbook, which I'll go show you in a minute. But man, we've been failing on the festive fun these days. Last weekend was the tree lighting in town, and the kiddo and I were too down and out from our shots to actually do that. And it was potentially really cold, I'm not sure. Potentially. Maybe I was just really cold. So we tried that. I don't know. I feel like this year everybody is so desperate. Yeah, I'm gonna go with desperate. Desperate to get out and do things and be festive and fun, that everywhere has people. Lots and lots of people. So That was not our festive fun. She's kidding me right now, right? So we came home. I don't know that the kids were as upset about it as I was. I spent some time in the basement trying to organize down there. That's definitely not festive fun. So boo. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop knitting this. Although I'm determined to finish it tonight. Well, finish it enough to put it in his hands. I'm thinking I might hot glue it to his hands. Is that crazy? Am I crazy for doing that? I mean, I don't knit with straight needles anymore. I definitely still knit with this size needle, but not straights anymore. My ultimate goal would have been for him to be knitting with Christmas lights, but I wanted the white corded Christmas lights with the little bulbs. Those were nowhere to be found. They're probably sitting out in the ocean on a container ship with everything else. It's fine. This works too. And it uses up scrap yarn that I don't have a purpose for. Everybody wins. So, like I said, I think I'm going to pause for a second and I'm going to bring you over to my table over there. I'm going to show you my new cookbook. Both my son, my 9-year-old, and I got cookbooks today, which is slightly hysterical. Although he sits and he flips through my cookbooks with post-it notes and marks all the things that he thinks I should make for him during the week. So it was only a matter of time for him to get his own cookbook. And then we're going to talk about cookies. That's always fun, right? So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so topic of the day, Christmas cookies. I have a few. This is not one though. I have a few that are my go-to Christmas cookie recipes every year. So one of which is these Cherry Garcia cookies. And this is from La Creme de la Creme. So these are always a huge hit in my family, mostly because my mom and my son both love Cherry Garcia ice cream. So I have those. And then I have Andy's Mint Grinch cookies, which is the Andy's chips and a mint cookie base. So those are always good to go too. And then this I have had for a couple of years now. Let's see, it's from 2018. This is one of the magazines that I get every year, even though a lot of the recipes are the same every year. This is the cream cheese spritz in this one though are ones that I really feel like I wouldn't be invited back to Christmas at my family's house if I didn't show up with these. The hint in this one is that the hint with these is that there's orange zest and cinnamon in them. And it is a known fact in my family that I have a soft spot for a certain nephew of mine, and he's obsessed with these. So these are definitely getting made. And then I've made these every year for the past few years, the cinnamon chip chai spice snickerdoodles. So those, I'm a little nervous if I'm going to be able to find cinnamon chips this year, because I feel like there's a shortage of everything. But the spritz cookies and the cinnamon chip cookies are definites. As are the Andy's Mint Grinch cookies and the Cherry Garcia cookies. That said, bought myself some new magazines this year. one of which was this Delish holiday baking. And I was thinking that I might want to try this molasses cookies. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it for you guys. This is hard sometimes because I can't hold the magazine so you can see it and still read it. It's hard to get old. And then if I have time, I'll make Santa hat cupcakes because those are funny. There's also a Grinch cupcake, which some of you will find entertaining. And then I'm going to make these snickerdoodle cheesecake bars. I think makes 20. So we'll see. Oh, so many yummy choices, so little time. I also picked up this magazine this year, and while everything looks amazing in here, I noticed that this brown butter chive spice cookies might be a good alternative if I can't find the cinnamon chips for those other cookies. So I will have my chai spiced cookies somehow, some way. There are certain cookies that are just must makes, and I think the Spritz and the chai cookies are it for my family. Oh, and the Cherry Garcia cookies. Okay. I also love to look at Pinterest for cookies. We actually have a cookie exchange this week in the neighborhood, which should be interesting because I think we're trying to do it socially distanced, so I'm glad I'm not organizing. But some of my favorite cookie recipes are these. So we have the white chocolate oatmeal cranberry cookies. I make those and I find that those go over really well. And then peppermint mocha cookies. I believe this calls for a little bit of espresso, so the chocolate is really deep, like a really rich chocolate. So that's always a fun one. And then when all else fails, I make sugar cookies, hoping not to default to that this time. And these are new to me, and I'm totally fascinated by them. Hot cocoa cookies. Considering this is a family, like all the families are exchanging cookies, that might be a fun one too, since we do have a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Oh, I don't know. Fun stuff though. Okay, so as I mentioned, when we couldn't go to the Christmas the Christmas market, we went to the next town over and stopped at one of the independent bookstores in that town. And their niche is cookbooks. Like, I think when they first opened, that was kind of like what they were known for in the area. And now they're still their cookbook selection is no joke. And this one has been on my list for quite some time. And I finally indulged in it. I'm sure most of you have heard about Half-Baked Harvests, but we very much need quick meals, simple and quick meals here, because with the kids, we are not around much on weeknights, or if we are, it's like we have a sliver of time, or it's really late when we get home. So this one I saw it on several friends' Instagram feeds, and I love Half-Baked Harvest, but their regular cookbook is just way too much for me. Not only way too much for me, but I don't cook like that. So I picked this up. Looking forward to looking through this a little bit more. Ooh, that looks good. Falafel bowl. And then while we were there, my 9-year-old picked out. He's very into looking at my cookbook, so this was not a surprise that he picked out a cookbook as well. but Food 52, Big Little Recipes. I'm pretty sure he picked it out for this meal. But when my husband was looking through it with him, there seemed to be some other good, simple recipes and simple, like, let's see if I can find it here. Like just some, like, here's how to throw it together. Here's what you've got, and here's how to assemble it into an actual meal, which I need once we're getting towards the end of the week. And the pickings in the fridge. Like, how to make the perfect grilled cheese, even perfecter. I just love little stuff like that. Unique ways of putting together some family favorites. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to go to town with the Post-its, marking it up. And then this is like, I've had this one now for a couple of months, I think. Yeah, I think since the summer I've had this one. I have a couple of the Milk Street cookbooks, but Cookish is by far my favorite. And you can see my kid has been here with his ideas of what should be for dinner. I feel like if you see me making a meal, it's usually from here. A lot of his recipes have Korean twists to them, and having two Korean kids who love Korean food. We should get out of the fish section though, because that's my least favorite section. Hold on a second. Let's see. They have a lot of meals that involve gochujang, which is a Korean-based chili paste, which is always a hit with my kids. I mean, my kids like spicy and my kids like Korean, so. Or chetty's always a hit. Oh, I made that to fist really fast. This is like a black bean sauce, which we love. So this is my old standby. Love Cookish. Love Throw It Together. This is my old standby, and I'm hoping that I can start integrating some recipes from this one. Let's see. But you won't see me cooking on here very often. But if you do, it's quick and it's simple. Or it's a slow cooker meal. I'm one extreme or the other, what can I say? Oh my goodness, look at him. P.S. I can't stand how the LED lights flicker on video like that. Can you see? He's knitting. Oh, I'm so happy right now. I feel like I've picked out too many cookies to make. Now, I tend to be the one that brings the cookies to the family celebration on my side, so that's 12 cookie eaters. So maybe it just feels that way. Because I have the Cherry Garcia, the Andes Mint Grinch, the Spritz, the chai cookies. I feel like there was another one in there that I'm forgetting. I don't know. So this leads me to ask a question. What are your favorite Christmas cookies? Like, what are your go-tos? Do you have any, like, tried and true? We have some family recipes that my oven just can't cut at all. Like, they can't handle it. This will actually be the first Christmas in this house for all of these cookies, so hopefully I don't have any nasty surprises. But like, my grandmother was known for her meringues, and my oven definitely cannot make meringues. My mom always makes the Stollen, so that's covered. I'll probably make a brown sugar chocolate chip cookie in there. I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself. And what do you bring to cookies exchanges? That's always... I know I'm definitely not bringing thumbprint cookies, like chocolate peanut butter kiss cookies. Everybody does those. And I'm probably not going to do the sugar cookies because I feel like there's always a good assortment of sugar cookies. I might try those hot cocoa cookies. Those looked good. And not super tight. Like, it won't be hard for me to make up 4 dozen cookies. Or it won't take a whole day at least. Also open to suggestions. But I think that's it. I have not made any progress on my advent knitting, and I have not made any progress on my quilting, but I did clean my office this morning as I showed earlier, so I feel like I might be able to tackle a Christmas quilt now. Maybe I'll even start later tonight. No, I won't. The days, they go by. And I still have yet to find my Christmas mugs, my table runner, or my 2 tree decorations that are missing in action. So that's gonna have to be a job for when there's some more daylight down there. But in the meantime, thanks so much for stopping by. Let me know if you have any cookie ideas for me. I hope you come back again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.